Okay, we're going to install this Colosus digital smart lock. We bought this from Amazon. This is a one of those smart locks that you can have a keypad. It's a touch. This is the one that we have, not the physical button. And so you can have a keypad. There's a remote that comes with it. I don't actually know what this Wi-Fi symbol. I don't think you can control it via Wi-Fi or app. But there's a remote and there's a key. Is there? Yeah, there's a key. All right, and okay. So this Wi-Fi looking symbol probably means RFID. So it comes with these coin size RFID card that you can put close to the lock and it will unlock it. Okay, so what comes in the box? We have these rubber. These are not templates. These are actual kind of like rubber padding. This goes against the door on each side. We have the latch, the door strike plate. These are the RFID. There's it comes with 4. Yeah, there's 4 of them. Comes with this hex key or wrench. This is used to flip the handle. If you have it right hand open, you want to. Oh yeah, it comes default as a right hand open, and you need to switch it. If you need a left hand open, you need to switch it using this hex wrench. This is the main component, or the main parts that you need is in this bag. Don't lose this, or you won't be able to install it. The key, and this is the I guess the plastic piece that goes inside the keyhole. Not keyhole. I'm sorry, the latch hole. Okay, so that's the product right there. I'm sorry. All right, so it's just that simple. This is the outside part with a touch keypad. This is the inside. It has an opening for 4 AA batteries. And right now we are going to show you the door. Go here. This is how we have drilled the door. So we put on this template, and this hole was already drilled from the door factory, and all we did was line up this hole with this particular hole. So this hole line up with this, and then once you got it lined up, you make sure that this is flush here on the left hand side of the door. We drew this and this so that it looks like that. And then I started to drill all these holes only because I don't have a giant drill bit that can drill this entire thing. So once I'm finished drilling all this plus this, then I can kind of take a drill bit and shave off or connect all these dots, and eventually I have a big ass hole. Okay. Take a long time. Okay, so we already have the hole drilled, and we smooth it out with the drill bit by letting it go up and down. And now, oh yeah, and we also have this hole right here. This is just for a kind of like a position to make sure that this is all straight. And there's also going to be a screw that goes in here that helps tighten the door together. Anyway, this needs to be big. Later on you'll see that we're going to be stuffing the cable, kind of like the umbilical cord that goes between the front and the back of the lock, and all those cord kind of get stuffed in here in the middle. Okay, so we're going to put this here as a base, and this thing is going to come on like this, and the door handle goes like that. That's the plan. But before we do any of that, what we need to do is assemble some parts. We need to put in the square stick thingy in here, and we're going to also put in the the latch in there, don't forget, because that square thing is going to go into the middle of that latch. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay. So we're going to use this square stick. You notice that this one has the hole at the end. You're going to stick this to match this hole right here. You see that there's a hole here and a hole here. And we're going to use this pin. It's a locking pin. So once we have the hole lined up, I'm going to put the locking pin in there so that it will be permanently locked. So I put it in there like that and put the locking pin from the top down, just like that. And then I am going to bend the pin. I'll just use one of the parts that I have in there and just, whoops, make sure you hold the top and then just bend it over. Okay, that's pretty tough. That is probably enough, or I can get a screwdriver to bend it some more. But the point is that this cannot go out anymore, which means that this is permanently attached. Next, don't forget to put on all these posts. They just screw in here. The reason for these posts is that it provides a screw hole for you to a screw thread for you to screw in these screws from the other side. That's what makes the door tight. So without this, you won't be able to tighten the doors. I mean the locks. So that those just goes here, here, and here, and they're all the same length. So you just put them all in, and just hand tighten it is enough. Okay, there you go. And now we're ready to put this one on. This is going to be the public facing. So this is going to go on the outside. This is the outside part. And again, before we do this, make sure that you install this latch part first. Okay, stop. Okay, so I have already put in the latch. I had to pause the video because I had to chisel. Usually American door comes with a rounded corner, but this thing from China is kind of squarish, so I have to chisel it so that it goes in almost perfectly like that. Okay, you wouldn't want it to be sticking out because that would then have a problem closing when you're closing the door. So next we're going to use this rubber padding. We put it there, and before we do this, you notice that I also stuffed the cable in here, inside here. You see it was like this before. You're able to stuff this in there, so this is a little trick to make it easier for you to do this by yourself. Once you stuff it in there, you put the rubber here, and you line up the square stick, and you line up the top round hole also, like that, and make sure that the rubber is not going into the hole. Struggling here. Okay, there you go. And you are almost good. Almost. For some reason this is not lining up. Okay. What the heck? Okay, possibly. Okay, so we're going to put this in here. We're just going to match up the hole and match up the top hole. Where's the top hole? There. And try to wiggle it in. There you go. And that's pretty much in. And then once you get that in, hold it. Try work on the other side. Okay, hold the video. Oh, we're gonna have to, you gotta be here. What is that, getting stuck? Yeah, hold on. Okay, so this is the hardest part right here, is stuffing the cable. Well, it's not hard actually, it's annoying. So you put these two cables together, connect it together. There's a notch right here that matches with that indentation here. So just match it up and press it together until it clicks. Now once that clicks, you want to make sure you hold this while you do this up and down cable stuffing thing. So you would keep stuffing the cable in. I do it this up and down type of motion until it's almost all the way in, and I forgot the rubber. Okay, so we are going to put in the other side. First thing, don't forget, put the rubber on first. And once that's on, next thing is connect this connector. Please keep in mind there's a notch right there that has to match with that indentation right there. So that match, and the cable goes in just like that. So just push it in together and until you hear that click. Okay, next is this part of stuffing the cable in. So I do this top and fold and bottom fold and top fold, and so I just keep bending the cable up and down and keep stuffing it inside the hole until I get most of it in there. But I give some slack because I still haven't got that square stick yet. So I need to, so with most of the cable in, I am going to take the square stick and match it with my square female end here. There you go. And then I'll take the last bits of the cable and then try to fill it and make sure that it's going in. There you go. All right, and now all you have to do is make sure that this rubber base is pulled up, and then you just put in the screw. Okay, supposed to be you. Okay, so we got the battery compartment open. There was one screw, we just unscrew that, and you will notice that in the middle of the battery compartment there's this hole. This is where the shorter screw, so you have this machine screw, two of them are for the bottom two screws by the handle. This one right here, the shorter one, this is for the top screw, and this is the one that I usually put in first because you would want this to line up, and so I don't have to also keep holding it together with my hand like this. Hold on, let me switch hand. It's easier with my right hand. not going in.